Sage Wanderer coming at you from my van down by the river. So, I set out yesterday to find the Antifa protest and be there at the beginning of it and just see it all. I was going to get out there. Last year, Mayday was such a big deal. Last year, half of Portland got burned down on Mayday. I was going to be involved. I was going to check it out. I was going to report for you people. Only thing I have to report is, what happened to Antifa? Antifa is gone. They've disappeared. So this year in Portland on May Day, it was a picnic instead of a protest. I can't believe it. It's like it's the end of the world or something. Before you know it, cats and dogs will be lying down together in peace. Hey, I'm not complaining. Last year was a violent mess, and this year they literally had a picnic instead of a protest. And I couldn't find anything in Portland to attend, so I did make it out to Salem to what I thought might be a big, crazy rally. And it was a decent-sized rally, 500 or 600 people, but it was a DACA rally. You know, it was an immigration rally, and the people there were mostly completely non-violent and non-confrontational. And they did their thing. They had their rally. They got everybody all charged up. They marched around the Capitol in a little short march led by a police officer on a motorcycle. And I have footage of that, and there was nobody there really wanting to talk to me about any of it, and so I was just kind of a fly on the wall for that. And there was zero activity from Antifa. I couldn't find any glimpse of them in Portland or in Salem. I'm researching today to see if they were at all active anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. It's like they're gone. It's like they ceased to exist. Now, why is that? Why is that such a powerful, strong force that was aroused last summer to cause so much mayhem around the country, and specifically in Portland and in Seattle? What happened to these people? Where did they go? Why did they stop? Is Trump derangement syndrome wearing off? You know, I saw a psychologist talk about Trump derangement syndrome, and he suggested that this would eventually wear off, that what caused Trump derangement syndrome was this disconnect between people in the way that they perceived Trump and his ability to win and reality. So the press convinced people that Trump had no chance of winning. They convinced people that Trump was literally Hitler, and if he were to win, it would be the end of the world. So that is what caused all of this uproar, all of this chaos, was this perception that, first of all, there was no way he could win, and if he did win, it would be the end of the world. And then when he won, people started to proceed as if it were the end of the world. They were going to live as though this is it. We're gonna tear it all down. And you heard that coming from people. But as every day goes by, every week goes by, every month goes by, that Donald Trump doesn't do something that's totally like Hitler, every day that goes by that the economy gets better, every time Trump has a success like with North Korea, and I suspect he's going to have a similar success in dealing with Iran, that every time he does something successful, every time there is a positive message, and every time he doesn't act literally like Hitler, Trump derangement syndrome goes down a little bit. So that's one theory that everybody went, Trump's not the end of the world. Let's go back to our weed in our mom's basement. And that's what happened to Antifa. There's another theory that some will immediately go right on this comment section in this video and express this opinion that, look out, Antifa's in training. They've gone to Brazil and they're learning, or Argentina, and they're learning how to use weapons, and they're going to come back as an army. Don't. That's a possibility. That's a frightening possibility. There is some intel information, some behind-the-scenes glimpses and suggestions that maybe that is going on to some degree. But I don't think that's why Antifa has been absent in the Pacific Northwest. Here's what I think. I think those people were being paid. I think George Soros had paid a bunch of people to stir up a bunch of other people, and there was a lot of money flowing, and it was getting these people the weed and Twinkies that they wanted. And they were willing to say whatever, do whatever, and didn't take much convincing with these folks that the government's bad. And so, in that, the problem is with church people and right-wingers and All you had to do was give them a little money and say, call everyone a Nazi. So I think George Soros, through various foundations, were paying these people. And for whatever strategic reason, George Soros decided to stop pushing in the Pacific Northwest. We had Mayday rallies that were quite agitated and aggressive and violent around the country, just not in the Pacific Northwest, specifically not in Oregon. So why did it all stop? All I can think of is that George Soros stopped paying them. Because after all, George Soros is a vampire. I just can't prove it. God save our republic.